What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, there needs to be some changes made right now in the life of undefeated Olympic silver medalist, 2-division world champion, former unified super featherweight, WBC, WBO world champion, superstar boxer, Shakur Stevenson. Shakur Stevenson is 19 wins, no losses, no draw, 9 wins by way of knockout. He is 25 years of age, 5'8" with a 68-inch arm reach, okay? He's coming off a dominant performance against Robson Casasio. That was September 23rd of this year in his hometown in Newark, New Jersey at the Prudential Center, right? Shakur Stevenson is managed and advised by Jay Prince, right? And Shakur Stevenson is signed to legendary promoter, top-ranked CEO Bob Arum at ESPN. There was a tragic situation that took place this past day from yesterday or night before Halloween, right? Where a hip-hop mogul entertainer superstar in Takeoff of the MIGOS was tragically taken away from us, you know, in an unfortunate situation that could have been avoidable at the tender age of 28 years of age. 28 years of age, okay? In a situation that he wasn't even involved in, right? He had just happened to be a bystander of his fellow Migo group compadre and his uncle in Quavo. Quavo got into an argument with another gentleman over some words, and then multiple shots was rang out, right? As Shakur Stevenson is standing right side by side with Takeoff and Quavo, standing in the middle of this. This was just the universe protecting Shakur Stevenson, right? Multiple times now, we have seen Shakur Stevenson in situations, altercations where he just should not be around. Just shouldn't. Shakur Stevenson is a new father. Shakur Stevenson is has a very, very bright future. He's a superstar in his lane, right? He's on the verge of superstardom. He's on the verge of you know, creating history for himself and his legacy. He should not be in this situation, in this position, ever. Okay. Now it was said it was over a dice game, that words was exchanged because apparently Quavo was losing a dice game. Then my young lady who was present, she stated it had nothing to do with a dice game. It had something to do with Quavo participates in training and boxing and as an activity, as a, you know, a hobby. And then one of the dudes had said something to Quavo about a basketball game. You can hear the audio, the guy saying something about basketball, and then Quavo responds in a aggressive manner. He said, man, you know, y'all see me play basketball, so on and so forth. He got upset, and then Quavo, you can hear him in the audio saying that, you know, his name was being disrespected. Don't ever disrespect me like that. Don't use those words. And not even 5 seconds later, multiple shots are rang out into a crowd of people that Shakur Stevenson is standing in. And unfortunately, Quavo's nephew, Takeoff, is one of the people that's hit, right? And loses life at 28 years of age. That could very well have easily been Shakur Stevenson, not to mention the trauma of Shakur Stevenson witnessing that, right? Witnessing such an event, right? Such an action. Shakur Stevenson witnessed that. As you can see, Quavo trying to, you know, pick up Takeoff, excuse me. Offset is the other member of the Migos. You could see you know, Quavo, he's trying to pick him up. He's trying to lift him up. He's saying, you know, he's screaming to the top of his lungs. It's a very tragic situation, right? It's a very traumatizing situation. It's a situation that should have never happened, okay? Not to mention, these you know, these are young moguls, right? These are young fellas with bright futures. 28 years old. Shakur Stevenson just turned 25. Shakur Stevenson is just have a child. Shakur Stevenson just proposed to his now fiance. Shakur Stevenson has a lot to lose. Shakur Stevenson should never be in this position at all whatsoever. Right? Because this could have easily been Shakur Stevenson that got hit. And now his child, you know, I believe that Takeoff has children, right? Now, they fatherless for a senseless act. It's senseless. It's pointless. Senseless and pointless. And now, Shakur Stevenson was in the line of danger once again. We saw Shakur Stevenson in the incident that took place at the gas station with his friends. We saw Shakur Stevenson, you know, was involved with somebody saying that something was taken and that, you know, a chain was taken, you know, or something of that magnitude, you know, and, you know, Shakur Stevenson made a statement about it, and, you know, Jay Prince ended up getting the chain back, something of that magnitude. I don't remember the exact story. But these are events that Shakur Stevenson needs not to be involved in. Absolutely not. He needs not to be involved in. Now he just witnessed another traumatic event that causes PTSD. You know how lucky he must feel right now that somebody decided to ring off multiple shots into a crowd that he was standing right next to. The two gentlemen that was actually, one was the target and the other one got hit and was an innocent bystander. And here you have Shakur Stevenson escaping that. Shakur Stevenson has a bright future. One of the best fighters in the sport. His future, his trajectory, the perception of Shakur Stevenson is Hall of Fame, is iconic, is going to be a great legacy. Again, Shakur Stevenson just had a baby. Message to Shakur Stevenson: you don't need to be there, bro. And now, I know this, right? Jay Prince acts as a big brother to Shakur Stevenson. He is a big brother to Shakur Stevenson, a mentor, so on and so forth. Jay Prince Jr., I believe, was also there. They need to advise Shakur Stevenson, hey, bro, you don't need to be here, and none of these things. If there was a dice game, if the MIGOS started with a dice game and then there's alcohol involved and there's money involved, Shakur Stevenson needs to exit stage left. You have to have the wherewithal to say, this ain't a good situation. Although it could be a happy moment, it could turn bad like this in an instant, especially in the hood. When dudes break out dice, I've been there multiple times where things turn sideways and people let it ring out. And for me, I got lucky. Right? Right? And when you know, you know. When you've been involved in the hood, I'm just gonna say in the hood, we have, you know, dudes like to stand around dice games. It don't matter what you're doing in your profession. Whether you're a pharmacist or street pharmacist, whether you legit or not legit, whether you have a 9 to 5 or you don't, you're a hustler. Right? It's just it's an urban thing, right? In the hood, right? Dudes like to stand and roll dice. 5 times out of 10, it don't end well. It's gonna go sideways. Somebody gonna get upset, or somebody wants to come and rob the dice game, right? There's nothing good that's gonna come of it. Nothing. So here you have multi-millionaires rolling dice at a bowling alley, right? Then it gets, according to reports, it gets a little bit heated. Then all of a sudden, words are exchanged, and next thing you know, a life is lost. Just that quick. So when Shakur Stevenson is involved in these types of situations and scenarios, you have to have the wherewithal to say, hey man, I'm out. I know MIGOS are rock stars and Jay Prince is a rock star, especially in Houston. Jay Prince Jr. is a rock star in Houston, right? At 2 o'clock in the morning, Shakur Stevenson needs to be at home with his child and his significant other. And imagine if he had brought her with him and that stray bullet had, God forbid, hit her or somebody like that. Because you just don't know who you take somebody with you and you think it's all good. It ain't all good. At 2:30 in the morning, or 1:30 in the morning, 12:30 in the morning, whatever time it is. 12:30 is being reported as 12:30, 1:30, 2:30 in the morning. You start rolling dice. I'm sure alcohol was involved. They was getting ready to, according to the female, they was getting ready to head to the strip club. Shakur Stevenson needs not to be there and put himself in that position. And the people around him needs to advise him and say, bro, go home. If it ain't a straight up concert, a basketball game, a football game, professional football game, an NBA game, a baseball game, a concert, a full out concert, don't need to be hanging out at the club. Don't need to be at the bowling alley at 12:30, 1:30 in the morning, rolling dice. You need not to be involved in any of those situations. Because that could very well has easily been him. And that's a terrible situation. Terrible. So the shots ring out. Shakur Stevenson is standing right there. Luckily for him, the universe said it wasn't his time. Unfortunately for Takeoff, the universe said it is your time. Neither one of them had any involvement in what took place. And this should be a learning lesson to Shakur Stevenson and the people around him. Dude need not to be there. Period. So, blessings up to Takeoff, man. Blessings up to the MIGOS. Blessings up to Quavo, Offset, Jay Prince, everybody else involved, Shakur Stevenson. And it's unfortunate, man. But this needs to be a lesson learned. Needs to be a lesson learned. Shakur Stevenson needs not to be there. You got lucky again with this situation. You got out the situation with the gas station fight where we could see the tape of the brawl. Dude, it's time to sit it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. These are warnings from the universe telling you it's time to shut it down. That's what that is. That's all that is. You gotta take heed to the universe when it's talking to you. Stay out the way. That's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button. Drop a comment in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue, Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. You haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share these videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.